Hey, what's up guys? How's everybody doing today? So, Extinction is the newest movie that Netflix has released. And if I'm being completely honest, it's kind of a bullshit title. Because A, it's flat out just not really an appropriate title for this particular film. And B, they really should have called this movie Patience because ultimately, as a viewer, that's kind of what you need in order to enjoy it. And I mean that in a good way because the movie really doesn't start off that great, but then the movie randomly decides to hit the shit just got real button and then you're hooked from that point on. Or at least I was at any rate. The basic plot of the movie, it's set a few years in the future. Michael Pena and Lizzie Kaplan play a husband and a wife, and they also have two daughters, and Michael Pena starts having these visions of an alien invasion that's about to happen. Lo and behold, the invasion happens, and then the movie turns into this kind of crazy, in-your-face sci-fi bonanza. Now, this movie is definitely not without its faults, and believe me when I say they're noticeable, but to me, if there's a certain thing about a movie that is so incredibly dope, it can kind of overshadow some of the negative things, and I can still end up enjoying it. And that's kind of how I felt about the movie, but you have to watch the whole thing to understand it, because like I said, it's slow going, so for the first 20 minutes you might think, why would anybody like this? But then by the end of the movie, I feel like most of you will kind of be like, you know what? Okay, it was intriguing. The whole second half of the movie just made everything worth it for me personally. But from a filmmaking standpoint, the dialogue really isn't that great sometimes. And I've mentioned in other videos, there's a lot of those one-in-a-million movie conveniences. Those happen quite a bit. Also, the special effects game in this movie, not very strong. And don't get me wrong, you could recognize what you were looking at so that it didn't look weird. But at the same token, it was blatantly CGI, so it kind of took me out of the movie once in a while. However, there was a couple cool, like, practical visual effects that I thought were okay. Ultimately, still not that great, though. Also, the music is really unimportant, and it just is kind of there. Also, didn't really love the acting in this movie, but I don't really ultimately qualify it as a negative. But overall, guys, if any of you are like me and you're super suckers for sci-fi, you'll probably scrape some enjoyment out of this movie. But the movie does have some redeemable qualities, and I implore you, if you're gonna watch this movie, don't just watch like the first 10, 20, 30 minutes of the movie. But I think overall, for a score out of 10, I think I'm gonna give it a 7.9. Again, keep in mind, I'm really into sci-fi movies, so I'm a little bit biased, but I was still able to recognize some flaws, and that ultimately didn't ruin the movie for me, so I feel like that says something. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? Hop in the comments. Let me know what's up. And if you like this review, give me a like, subscribe to all that other bullshit that makes the channel look good, and I will catch you guys later.